I'm going to show you how to remove a bent lens cap, but I'm going to show you the tips and tricks of how to do it with detail. Most of the videos online, they just give you a rough estimate, grab this tool, yank this, pull this, but they don't give you the actual the concept, like the thinking process behind it that's really going to make it work and save you a little bit of effort. So for this method, and you've probably seen this before, you're going to need a watch screwdriver. Small, but enough you know what? If you have more of these with varying size, grab them all because they'll all be useful. You also want to get vice grip pliers, so you don't have to worry about squeezing and holding that grip. They just lock in place and you just worry about pulling. Now most people online, they use a cloth to protect their lens, or they use tape to tape it down so nothing hurts it. That's up to you. Whatever method you want to do, you can tape over the lens and then remove the tape after. You can hold a cloth over it while you're doing the process. The more safety precautions you could take with this, the better. You're going to probably get a lot of materials all over the place, glass, dust, particles, everything. So just make sure you have a safe area to do this at, and let's get right into it. I had a UV filter protection on this lens, and as much as it saved my lens from breaking, it was a real pain to get off. Now in my case, most of the glass on the filter was cracked, and even the outside ring of the filter was really bent hard into the threads. So it wasn't going to just screw off like some people suggest. You just take pliers and just screw it off. Instead, you have to take the inner ring of your filter and get that pried out so you can pry the outer ring inwards and off your threads. You'll have the filter cap on the outside, and what you do is this inner ring, the easiest way to pop it off, it's going to be in the center of this giant portion of the filter. This part is going to be in the center of this. Now underneath the portion where you need to put your watch screwdriver is right underneath this ring, and it's kind of hard to tell what the ring is when you've never done this before. You might think it's the bottom of this entire filter, or you might think it's this. The easiest way to tell that you're popping out the inner ring. Your inner ring should be touching the glass of your filter, while the outer ring encompasses the whole. Another way to identify the inner ring of your filter, it will have screw holes on the top layer. Your filter body won't have any visible flat screw holes. That's only on the inside of your ring because that holds the glass. If your glass is already shattered and it's not in one piece, you can chisel out the outsides and just dump out the glass as you go until there's no glass left, and then you'll be able to identify the inner ring a lot easier and get under it a lot easier. Once you dig under your inner portion of your ring, you want to jam it as far as you can horizontally into the filter. This is where you're going to get deep set into it and really pop it off. If you just try to lip under it and peel it off, it's not going to come off. It's going to be extremely difficult to pry that off that way. Just deep in there. And then that's when you get to the point where you pry it off, and it'll pry off a lot easier and you'll spend a lot less time doing this. When you pry the outside, it's not very easy to pull. It's very difficult. It needs a lot of strength to do it. These pliers didn't work too well for me because they were just a little too big. So if you can get smaller pliers, go for it. It'll make your job a lot easier. And when you begin to ply, you want to pull inwards away from the thread so you don't damage it. When I was pulling the pliers, I didn't know if they were digging into this inner portion, the actual lens, or they were just digging into the filter. And it's hard to tell when you've never done this before, so I suggest playing it safe, getting smaller pliers, and you might have to ply a certain section multiple times before it actually just pulls off. A lot of videos show it at really fast motion because it takes so many pulls just to get one side peeled. This is strong. So you got to stay committed, and even though you may not bend even one section after 4 or 5 minutes, just keep hacking away at it and maneuver your way around until it eventually pops off. When you're pulling this, you're pulling the lens too, and it moves around very easily. It's fragile, so you have to be careful with how you pull it and make sure you're just only pulling the filter and you're holding down the rest of the ring with a firm grip and making sure it's not going anywhere. Because if you pull a little too hard and you bend it too much on the actual lens fixture, this is what will happen. It'll crack as so. This is what happened to me because it got stripped from trying it so many times that I thought I needed more grip, and I ended up gripping a little bit too much on this actual lens, and it just broke the plastic of it. So you have to be careful for that. It might take you a lot longer than you expect, and don't get frustrated. Stay focused and you'll be able to do it. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can with any information that I can provide, anything that I missed in this video. And now I'll just show you the process of me actually taking the lens cap off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I make daily videos, so subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!